Spurs Bros, Spurs Hermanos. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 2, the Dylan Harper episode of the Spurs Bros podcast. I got my main men, Reagan and Stu, on the mic with me yet again. How are we?
What's up, boys?
How y'all doing, fellas?
I'm doing
Out
quite
throwing in
doing
the Spanish
good.
tonight, I see.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Taking your
roots.
lessons.
Let's go, Duolingo. No, not at all.
You don't
Just
need that.
Yeah, I don't need that. Spurs Bros, we got another action-packed episode as we lead up to the start of the 2025-2026 NBA season. I'm still as hyped as I've ever been, at least in recent memory, especially given the fact that we've gone on a tear in preseason. We are officially 4-0 to start preseason, and we got our last preseason game, recording this on a Thursday, tomorrow night against the Pacers back at home. So excited about that. But first, we have a quick PSA from Reagan. Reagan, what do you have to say to us?
Well, everybody knows Project Marvel, but do you know that the Project Marvel vote starts next week? Early voting is October 20 to October 31. Election day is November 4th. If you are a registered voter in Bexar County, not just San Antonio, but in Bexar County, hit the polls, vote yes. Let's get this arena approved. Let's get the funding approved. And let's keep the Spurs in San Antonio for the next 30 to 35 years. Lock them in. Tons of upgrades all throughout downtown. It's not just a Spurs project, but the Spurs are putting in over $2 billion. $2 billion with a B dollars coming straight from the Spurs pockets. So get out there, vote yes. This is a huge thing for the city. It's a huge thing for the Spurs. We want to keep them here. The Spurs are San Antonio. We've said it before. So just wanted to put that out there. Do your part. Tell a friend. Get them to say yes. If they're registered to vote, go vote next week. And the 4th is election day.
Yep. Yeah. So, Stu, you brought up a really interesting thought right before we started recording. And so now I want to ask you guys, like, how do y'all feel about it going into November 4th? Like, do you feel kind of optimistic? Are you like kind of nervous about it? I'm kind of nervous, I have to say.
Kind of nervous just because it'll set us back a few years, right? Till we'd be able to vote on it again. And that's not ideal. We want it to be, we get ahead of the schedule next 2 years and hopefully be in the arena by the time we're in Wemby's prime and winning chips, hopefully, and quit delaying the process. So, yeah, it's a little scary.
I'm a little nervous because, like, it could go the other way that we don't want it to go. It's a big deal, but I think there's so many San Antonio fans, once they really think about it, Spurs fans, I should say, they'll turn out. They'll vote yes.
I believe, at the end of the day, I do believe. So, all right, that's good. Enough of that. Don't need to get into any more of it. Maybe until next week. But next up, because it's the Dylan Harper episode of the Spurs Bros podcast, we have to start with Dylan Harper. At least I do. In our last 2 preseason games against the Jazz and the Pacers, where Dylan made his debut against the Jazz, the man has looked super, super smooth. Like, extremely impressive, I have to say. So, I mean, Spurs Bros, his first 2 games, his debut, he had 9 points and 3 assists in 18 minutes. And then second game against the Pacers, he had 11 points and 8 assists in 22 minutes. And I just have to say, man, like, he just looks like he must have gotten some really good coaching from his dad, Ron Harper, because, like, his mental is so spot on right now. Like, he's not out there, like, trying to be like, oh, I'm going to go, show what I'm about. Like, I'm number 2 pick. Like, I'm going to go try to win Rookie of the Year. The guy's just showing up. He's playing his ass off on defense. He's making the right reads, not trying to do too much. He'll catch it, swing the ball, or catch it, look, run the action, drive to the basket, just smooth like butter. That, like, it's perfect. If he could just do that all year, like, we're going to be so scary, man, because, like, that mindset is just so beautiful. He looks like a vet out there, for real.
Yeah, he looks like a vet. He just looks so comfortable. That's how you can always tell a difference between, like, a rookie, even a sophomore, and a vet, is, like, how comfortable they look out there. They're getting sped up, or they're playing at a faster speed because they're getting frantic with the ball. He just looks so comfortable, man, not getting sped up, playing at his own speed, coming off screen, splitting the double, and driving to the basket, finishing over people. He just looks like, he like, there's a confidence and aura about him that he already just feels like, I'm here, I belong, like, I'm better than these guys. But not in his head, just makes the right pass when he needs to. Again, he could, he was on the Wizards. He could probably go on and average 20 points this year. But realistically, we don't need him to do that for us. We need those like 10 to 12, 14 points a game and those 4 or 5 good assists, get other people involved. And then he's saying all the right stuff. Just it all starts on defense. You can tell Sweeney, Mitch, they've been hammering that. All the guys, every interview we're having, everyone's just saying defense, defense, defense. And yeah, you just love to see it. But yeah, specifically with Harper, he's got him.
He looks good, dude. Like you said, he looks like a vet. He looks comfortable. The game is not too fast for him. Like that's obviously such a big adjustment for so many rookies, is that the game is just sped up. You can see that he's making quick decisions, but like our high school coach Alex said, be quick but don't hurry. Right? Like he's fast, he makes efficient, quick cuts, quick decisions, but he's not rushed. And I saw multiple people after that first game. Well, first of all, he made that back cut. The first play of the game was a little slip screen backdoor cut that Tony Parker used to run off the entry pass. Perfect little layup to get him comfy. And then the second game, he split that pick and roll. Kornet came up to give him the flat screen. He split that pick and roll, crossed over to his left hand, elevated, finished left hand at the rim. A lot of people were like, this looks like Manu. Like, I know he's not Manu yet, but people are like, this has Manu flashes written all over it. And he talked about how like Manu's at the facility every day. So who knows if he's getting, how much he's taken on, but he looks really, really sharp. He made an impression nationally, not just for the Spurs. Like people are like, holy crap, if Dylan Harper can do this in this role for the Spurs this year, like you said, Alec, we're gonna be looking real nice elite guard play for 48 minutes.
Yeah, man. Like I think of all the possibilities. Yeah, and you're right. He is being talked about nationally. Like people, podcast, ESPN, they're all talking about his first 2 games and how he's the truth. Oh my gosh, this guy is, he's what the Spurs needed or wanted. Phenomenal. I can't wait to see him play again tomorrow. And by the way, he's still got the the little, not a cast, but the little wrap the finger too, man. Like that's pretty crazy to me. He's shooting the ball pretty well. Again, picking his spots like from the outside.
I've noticed all his like threes he's taken so far have been corner threes. I wonder if that's like we implanted that because he's not like the best shooter coming out of college. So get the corner 3 down first. Get that down, and then maybe next off season or through this, work on coming off ball screens and pulling up for threes on top of the key, whatever. I've noticed, like all his threes so far, he's finding that corner, he's catching, shooting, and he's knocking them down. So I think we for sure hammered that into him like over summer.
That's going to get him on the court is the corner threes. That's what you're going to say probably, Alec. But like, because like Barnes is going to come off, Castle's going to come off. He's going to replace one of those 2 guys, most likely Fox. And if he can play off ball and he doesn't have to be an initiator, if he can, if Wemby's, doing Wemby things and he gets the double team sent and he's spotting up in the corner, that's going to be the perfect place for him for these 3-point attempts. He can knock those down, get comfortable there, expand, as the season goes on. But yeah, I think it's a perfect place, and that and the defensive effort that he's showing on ball, picking up 75 feet, those 2 things are going to get him on the court.
Totally. Yeah, I didn't know how good he was on D or if he was good at all, if he was a cone or whatever, to be honest. I didn't know that. He played hard during preseason or summer league, but I mean, he's really showing like he's got the movement too. Like he's got the lateral quickness. Like he can be a really good defender. And the strength is there. But what I was going to say was, to the last point on Dylan, is just the fact that he's even shooting the ball like in the corner. Like there was a couple where he was open, but there was a couple where he was like contested closeouts. And for a rookie who doesn't rely on his outside shot just yet, the fact that he's like catching and shooting, like it's another good decision. Like he's just making the right reads, but steadily, and just doing all the little things right. And man, I'm here for it, man. That's all I got to say. So
it's really encouraging. I think the odds of him being the 3rd straight rookie of the year might be a little bit better than we thought. I mean, it's still probably going to be Coop, but yeah, he could, dude, if we end up winning 50 games and he's playing like a six man role or whatever, 10, 4 and 4, like you never know, but we'll see. I do have to real quick, I'm the defensive guy. I do have to really shout out his defensive prowess. But I think a lot of it, Alec, is his size. He's 6'6", he's long, he's big, he's built. and the lateral quickness you mentioned, like all the stuff you mentioned on top of his actual size, he's bigger than most of the 1s and 2s that he's going to end up playing against, especially the bench guys that come off. He's going to be able to, TJ McConnell for the Pacers picks up full court, but he's like 5'10", 180, This is 6'6", 210, quick, long, athletic, that's just going to be hounding these guys all up and down the court all season. It's going to be a game changer and probably, cause a couple of turnovers a game at this rate. So it's something I'm looking forward to, getting some easy buckets.
Yep. 100%. The rest of those games, though, at least I want to talk about the Jazz and the Pacers specifically. Anybody else that stood out to y'all in those games?
Yeah, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about Keldon. I feel like he's gotten a lot of slack from us the past year of doing this pod. Obviously, before the pod, we'd all be talking about. But dude, I saw his numbers today on X. He's like putting up crazy. It's obviously small sample size. But he's like 78% from the field, like 40-something% from 300% from the free throw line, and like shooting the ball super good for, again, small sample size. But I mean, so I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about that for the first couple of games. He looks great, man. We assume he'll be coming off the bench.
Oh yeah,
but that'll be great with him, Harper, Kornet off the bench. Like, man, we need someone who can snipe, and we know what Keldon can do going to finish at the basket. So he's done good.
Yeah, I completely agree. I saw that too, picking his spots nicely. It's really funny. Like the more his role diminishes, the less pressure he has, the better he's doing, which is great. I love that. Which is kind of exactly what we need. Is talking about like raising the floor. Yeah, and exactly. If you could just have a specific role and be good at that, but you don't have to have the pressure of like, oh, we need a bucket, like go get us a bucket. If you don't have that pressure, like that's great for us,
Like we've said before, he in no world this season he should be shooting more than probably 10 to 11 shots a game. Last year, you could tell. Like look at every stat line, it was almost exactly 10 shots a game. So I feel like we handed that on to him. But it should probably stay about the same this year, maybe even 8 or 9 shots, because now we have Harper and Kornet in that second 5. But if he can get 10, if he can average double digits just right at that 10 and play great D, do his thing, that's what we need.
The guy that I thought stood out a little bit is Julian Champagnie. I thought he's played really well. He's shooting the ball like always, but I think he's starting to use his size a little bit more. I saw it at the end of last season, but on the defensive end, he's moving his feet well. He's, using his chest, keeping guys in front of him. I think he's playing good team defense. So that's the one guy that stuck out besides the two that you said. But to me, dude, and I think Alec was going to get into this, was Wemby is posting up a lot more. He's not taking nearly as many threes so far. I don't know if this is just testing out in preseason, but Alec, if you have more to say on this, go for it. But that's one thing that I've noticed and that I've been really happy about, because I know all three of us were calling for it last year.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. As far as people who impressed me was, Wemby. He's just dominating. He's dominating it so effortlessly. And especially, over preseason, but especially like those last 2 games, man, he's just making it like look easier and easier. Like the strength is finally starting to show.
Yep.
I think against, I don't know who it was, Miami or
Pacers. If you're going to talk about, he had another dunk at the.
Yeah.
Is that what you were going to say? Yeah, he had another big finish, bodied someone, and I was against the Pacers, but like he did to Kornet. So 2 of those out of 3 games is sick.
It's sick, dude. But yeah, like you said, like he's picking his threes really, really carefully. He's giving that up fake still. He's still got that in his bag, and he's got that big show and then go. But man, like he's just super poised, and he knows he can do it, right? He's catching down low, that reverse pivot spin, just lefty off the glass. Nobody can grab that. Like nobody can touch that. Or just like he'll get into the paint and like kind of use his body. Really just and he's got great touch. He's getting fouled just and ones for days, picking up loose balls off the off the glass. Like it's all looking so good. And I don't know what it is either, but it looks like, kudos to Mitch, like the offense kind of looks a little smoother compared to last year. Like it looks like there's a little bit more action. Looks like there's, I don't know if it's Luke Kornet. I don't know who it is. Like of all of our role guys are just gelling well together. But I feel like just like the overall action, I'm just more, I just like, I'm happier about it. I'm more comfortable with. Like I like what I'm seeing. The ball's sticking a little bit, but like Stephon Castle, like, he kind of likes to catch, read the defense and like kind of make a move and go for it. But so far it looks really good.
I'll be curious to see. I guess we'll probably see opening night I mean, I guess there'll be AD on him actually, so not open. But I'll just be curious to see throughout the season because remember last year we'd always bitch like they just put whoever we were facing, just put their best defender, even if it was a 6'6" guard on Wemby, just to bully him out and stuff. But he just looks so much stronger. We know he gained another 20 pounds, whatever, but it's not all in the arms. He looks way stronger in his core, his legs, and he's not. I don't think this year he'll be able to be pushed off in spots so easily. How last year he couldn't get to the post. He would try and they would just get pushed all the way up to the 3-point line by the time he caught the ball, and then the whole play would be blown up. So I think he's way stronger in his core this year. So I'll be curious to see if teams are still able to do that. Because last year it worked. Obviously, if you get pushed out, then he would just settle for a shitty jump shot over a 6'6" guy. But hopefully this year, if he's not able to get pushed out, get on the post and what's up, young fella?
Exactly.
So two other things. The Pacers game too, just to show kind of the strength. He bullied on the Harrison Barnes missed a free throw, and he just bullied Jay Huff out of the way, 7-footer, caught it with his left hand, dunked it, was standing on the ground while he was still holding onto the rim, and everybody was like, "Dude, oh my gosh, this 8-foot demigod on the Spurs over here." Like if he's doing that, like what are you supposed to do? But as much as I'm happy about him, getting into the mid-range and working with Hakeem to get his footwork down and working with KG to get more aggressive in the paint, all this stuff, he's still taking some threes much more selectively, but knocking them down. He got the rebound against the Pacers, brought the ball down the court, kind of surveyed the defense. Nobody stopped him. He pulled up 2 feet behind the 3-point line, cashed it back rim, straight bottoms, and it looked so smooth and so confident. Those are the types of threes that I think we would love for him. We said it last year. Get in the paint, use your body, use your size, see the ball go in a couple times, find your rhythm first, and then start to branch out, use that three. They're going to be so afraid of you in the paint. They're going to, pack that paint. You bring the ball down like that, they're not, in your face. Cash.
I got to the point last year was like 7 to 10 3-point attempts a game.
11, 12.
I think this year it should be about 5, 6. Maybe if you're hitting them, but I would be shocked if he came out opening night and jacked up 10 threes again to start the year. I'd be surprised at that. I think he's gonna go to AD pretty hard.
Oh, dude, I would love to see that, boys. I would love to see that.
AD, Lively, and Gafford, dude. It's gonna be a hell of a
throwing them all
a season opener. Yeah.
That'll be an interesting test. And if he can pass that test, again, remember, we talked about this on the podcast before, but AD and Wemby, AD's kind of always gotten the best of them, of Wemby, at least to start. They'll both have great games, but AD's kind of always sort of outdueled them. Dude, this will be a great test. If he can win that, watch the F out, dude, for the rest of the league, because it's kind of downhill from there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? AD is a phenomenal defender. It's Lively,
so is
super
Lively.
athletic.
Yeah,
exactly. So, I mean, strong, big dudes. So, that'll be fun to see. That's cool.
Dude, I'm hyped to see Wemby, Kornet, and Anthony Davis and Derek Lively all on the court at the same time. Cycle in Gafford, cycle in Biyombo, cycle in Kelly Olynyk. It's gonna be a Bigs fest, and I'm gonna be just loving it. It's gonna be awesome.
But before we end with preseason talk, should we talk a little lineups? Because Mitch and the guys said, these last 2 before the season starts are going to be dress rehearsals. Kind of our rotations, what we're doing out there. That's going to be how it's going to be regular season. We saw, we'll see it tomorrow night game 2, but on Monday night against Indiana, we saw who that starting 5 was, and we'll see if it's the same tomorrow. But you want to talk a little lineups for a minute?
Let's do it. Yeah, I think it's a good idea, a good little segue into it. So, let's start with who we think will start on opening night, and then who we'd like to see start. Maybe we can get into a little bit, of rotations as well.
Once we're fully healthy.
Yeah,
because it's as close as it's going to look without Fox and Sochan and McLaughlin able to play just yet. So maybe we get McLaughlin tomorrow, but it's not going to look perfect Friday versus what it's going to look like next week or in 2 weeks. But what's it going to look like next week, opener, and then what's it going to look like once everybody's back?
I think we got to go, I think now there's no question. It's going to be Stephon at the 1, Devin at the 2, Harrison at the 3, Oh wait, who's our 4? I was gonna say we could do the double bigs, but definitely Wemby and there as the 4 or the 5, maybe the bigs or
who it's been has been Julian and Harrison playing the 3 and 4. My whole thing until today, we can get into dumbass Jeremy later, but my whole thing was I wanted the starting 5, who it is going to be next week, probably Castle, Devin, Jeremy. No, not Julian, Harrison, Wemby will probably be the starting 5. That's what we've seen. That's what we saw last game. That's what we've seen the past couple games. But my thing was going to be, I think we'll start Jeremy over Julian come opening night. Now we saw he got hurt against it. He'll be out. But, so I think that'll be the starting 5. And then I kind of want it to, once Fox gets back, I think they'll take out Julian. But I prefer, I prefer Devin out of that starting 5. And I've been saying all last season, that was my hot that I wanted Julian to start because he plays better with the starting 5, gets more open looks. But yeah, it should be the starting 5 tomorrow night and probably opening night.
Yeah, I think tomorrow, the opener, with let's just talk about it right now because Sochan sprained his wrist in practice today. And he's going to miss the season opener. He was coming back. Yeah, breaking news, whatever. He's coming back from his calf injury that he had or whatever he had over the summer. Missed Eurobasket. He was ramping up. Hopefully was going to play tomorrow. Was looking at season opener. But that plan is out the window. He's going to be out, another week or two. Probably miss the first 2 or 3 games. Might be back in October with this little left wrist sprain. And it's like just another little nagging thing that he can't shake off.
Most injury prone we have on the fucking team comes down, sprains his in his first fucking practice back at full strength. You gotta be kidding me. It's just the most thing I've ever heard of, man. It's reoccur over and over. And damn well that calf shit, that's gonna keep coming back up this year. Hopefully it doesn't. But calf, hammy, all that shit comes back to Honcho always. So
all the soft tissue stuff,
it's just over and over. And then, of course, this happened today. Yesterday, Keegan Murray, good for him, signed his rookie extension, 140, 5 years. And everyone started saying, "Oh, be ready! Here comes Jeremy. We're gonna sign him." And that number was like 100, 110, 120 around there. And I wouldn't already want that, but my goodness, just injury after injury. He ain't worth more than 70 at this point. We already know in today's CBA, you can't be on a bad contract. We're already on Dev's bad contract for a few more years. We can't afford Jeremy 120 to be injured 40 games every year, 25, 30 games. Like, he's not worth more than 75 to me at this point. And it wasn't much more even before this new injury once again. But it's just reoccurring every year, fellas. Out. But what sucks is when he comes back, he looks good, so he can reel us all back in. Right. And then it's just gonna happen again in December. He'll be back and play good in November. Then December, hurt again.
Dude, see, that's
the number's gonna be like 105, 110, 100, somewhere in that 100 to 110 range. That's what it's gonna be, guys.
But that's that contract we're giving him. That's gonna be 20 a year, 21, 22 a year for the next 5.
It's
if he's
tradable.
Not producing that,
it's tradable. I think it's tradable.
No one's gonna want to trade for him because he can't shoot and he hurts every game.
But somebody, just like you said, he's gonna play healthy. Whenever he is healthy, he's gonna probably play well. He's gonna be the 6'9" switchable defender with good, handle and pass making, passing ability. And they're gonna buy that. So if we finally want to move off of him, that's a tradable contract in 2 years when the salary cap's gone up another 15%. So like I get it, but like that's gonna be the number.
I'll give him 5 for 75. 15 a year. That's
15 a year. So yeah, I completely agree though, Reagan. It could be like I'm not comparing him to a Zach Collins, but you know how we kind of like took a flyer on Zach Collins and we kind of overpaid him because we didn't want him to sign anywhere else. At the time
really
he was
him.
Super. Yeah, he was always a hot prospect. He was a high draft pick. He had talent and stuff like that. So maybe. Yeah, I mean, people could see that even despite his injuries, that we could somebody will still really want him and take a flyer on him. I mean, look, I want to keep him. That's the thing. I do like him. It's just that point, and I thought it was always going to be his back because he early in his career. I mean, he's still early in his career, but he's already had. Multiple back injury, and that's usually what scares me with guys who are 6'8", 6'9", and you're already dealing with that stuff at a young age. I'm like, ooh, that kind of lingers. But it's just random stuff. It's the calf, and now it's the wrist. And so I don't know. It sucks. I know he wants to play. I know because he knows it's a contract year. He wants to prove himself, and I think he wants to win as well. I do think he's a competitor. So
fact of the matter is, Carter's going to replace one of them in the next couple of years. Dev, Keldon, or Jeremy. Keldon, he's got that Spur for life feel. Honestly, he ain't hurt much of ever. So then it's like Devin or Jeremy. Which one would you prefer?
Yeah, it's a great point, man.
But the fact is, Carter's gonna and Carter's 6'8", got that he's like Jeremy, but already a better shooter than him.
Yeah.
More so I mean, you can't pay everyone is the problem at the end of the day. We're gonna owe Vic and we're gonna owe Steph in the next couple of years.
We got Fox for 60.
We got Fox. We're on Devin for 3 more till 29. So I know, of course, we want you, Jeremy, but then what? What are we gonna do when Harper's due in 4 years? But just we can't pay everyone fat money at the end of the day. We're already on a bad contract with Devin. We're going to have to go to someone at some point. It might be Jeremy if he can't stay healthy.
And I'll say, this is going to be my old man yelling at the clouds moment of this episode. I feel like those are happening more and more. 30th birthday around the corner. But the Spurs put out a little clip today, and it was asking Jeremy, what are you going to do after this or whatever? And he was like, well, I'm going to go home. I'm going to hang out with my girl, hang out with my boys. I'm going to hang out with my dogs. I'm going to make some food. I'm going to chill. I'm going to relax, chillax. And I'm like, bro, if it was me and I'm still coming off a damn calf injury and it's up in the air, because this was filmed a few days ago, it's up in the air, I'm going to make the season opener. I'm going to stay an extra 30 to 45 minutes and get work done on my calf. I'm going to be there early. I'm going to be there late to do my rehab. As a guy who spent more time in the damn training room than on the court in his college career, you got to be there early and late to get this stuff fixed. And this is probably a little minute
we know
thing,
between the lines. We know, that's fact. We know between the lines, competitors. He's one of our best. We love competitors, but when it it's again, once you're off the court, fine, go live your life. But it's just I don't know. He just acts like he doesn't give a.
And here's the other problem is I can see him also leaving because he wants to take the money. I could see him also, he is a competitor, but I feel like he also has that, kind of a little bit of a goofiness about him. And he's like, you know what? Fine. There's someone else.
I can make an extra 70.
Yeah. But I can see the Spurs being like, dude, we really want you. Imagine us winning championships. We're going to take you, whatever, 5 for 75 or whatever. I think he might be like, nah.
I'll go take my 120.
Even though he'd be such
a
weapon. He'd be such a weapon.
Yes, he would. But at that number, he's out, bro. His agent is going to be like, hell no. We can get you 120 somewhere else. Bet on yourself. It's going to be the Kuminga situation. It's going to be the Grimes situation in Philly. They're going to tell him to bet on himself. He's going to think that he can, and he's going to walk. That's what's going to happen if we offer him that low.
We'll see. I'll be tight if we pay him in the next week before the season starts. I don't know how long we have to pay him till or whatever. But at this point, I mean, I think now for sure it's going to have to hold out the rest of the season. He's going to have to play for his pay, and
go prove it. Go play 75 games. Go prove it. We'd love to see it.
Stay healthy and prove that you got a shot now.
Would it be 5 for 105 or 4? 4 years.
Usually 5, right?
5 based on the fact that he was a lottery pick.
20 million. I mean, I don't know. 20
dude, 20 a year in 2 years is going to be
look good.
It's going to look great. He's still going to be, how old is he right now? 22? He's going to be 24 years old. He won't even be in his prime, making $20 million a year, 6'9", switchable defender. Like I said, good ball skills, good decision-making, passer. You can sell the shit out of that on the market, and people are going to scoop it up. Some team that's down a DeAndre Hunter and needs a Jeremy Sochan who's upped his 3-point percentage to 32% from three. They're gonna jump all over that, and we can get whatever we want in extra draft capital, and we're not going to be in the lottery anymore. If he doesn't work out for us, 20 a year can be a tradable contract. But I want to pay him that and him be worth his value and play 70 to 75 games every year.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see if it happens.
Oh, Jeremy.
I know, man. I want him to so bad because
Always
again,
causing
I
problems.
love that dog in him though. I like that he's always, he's got the little fierceness. He's in the tussles with Amen Thompson. Like I like that, dude.
I know
like
that
He's our
he's the guy
enforcer.
on the court.
It's like, and you can't replace. That's hard to replace. It really is. Carter Bryant, he's better. He's a better talent, but he's not that guy. So
he might be.
I
Either way, Jeremy's out a couple weeks. We'll see him. But back to the lineup. So we all agree that's the starting five or whatever. But also back to how Mitch said, these are dress rehearsals, and then we just go out and don't see Carter Bryant till the fourth quarter once all the starters and everyone's sitting by then. But then it's like, okay, so you're kind of proving right now that you're not, or if you're following what you said pregame, that Carter Bryant's not going to really be in the rotation to start the season, maybe not at all this season. But that's kind of a little shocking to us because we've been pretty hopped on him in these past 4 games preseason. All these videos have been coming out, saying all the right stuff. So it'll kind of suck if we don't see him much this year. I don't think we'll ever send him to Austin, but
I do.
But do you think we end up will?
I do because
getting PT.
I've been hopped on, and I think they're going to want him to develop. And I do remember him saying, like, within the first week or so of him getting to San Antonio, he was like, there's been a lot of guys that have had to go to, that go to Austin, and I'm ready to take that on. I'm ready to take that challenge. Like I've seen guys like Keldon and Devin go and do that. Maybe not Devin, but Keldon go and do that.
Keldon did.
And I, if that's what they need from me, then that's what they need from me. And he's like team first. I think he wants to be on the court and develop. And if he's not going to get any minutes, then sure. And then if if somebody goes down, if Julian or Devin or Keldon or Jeremy goes down, and we need him to play, like I think he'll be ready.
That's the problem. All those guys you named are ahead of him.
Yeah.
Well,
that's the problem.
But he'll still find his way. He'll still find his minutes. But I
hope so.
Yeah. But you know what? That's kind of like the rookie thing. If you're kind of like that. I think they wanted to develop him in that mental, toughness of be ready whenever your name's called.
The Spurs of like 4 or 5 years ago, he'd be getting 25 minutes a night already.
That's what I was going to say.
But it's just already, now we're just not that anymore. Now we're trying to be a playoff team and go win every game. So,
which is like literally the first thing I said at the beginning of this podcast. I was like, I am so excited. Like, this is why I'm so excited, because of that. We're
supposed to be winning.
We're supposed to be winning now. So
when everybody is healthy, the starting five that I want when everybody's back is going to be Fox at PG. It's Castle at the 2. I want Barnes at the 3, Sochan at the 4, and Wemby at the 5. That's who I want to give us some more size. I know people are going to say, where's the shooting? The shooting is Wemby and it's Barnes. It's a little bit of Fox. It's a little bit of Castle. It's definitely not Jeremy, but I get it. But that's the lineup that I want to set the tone on defense first, get out in transition and run.
I think it will be that. But I want Julian over Jeremy. But I think you're right. I do think it's what it will be.
Yeah. See, and
honest to God, we still don't even cut like Devin to the. He's just like he's got starter mentality. I could see him still starting to 3, and then maybe Harrison at the front just play small. But then we're just gonna get bullied, and no one will help Wemby on the boards, and I don't want to start slow ever again. So
that's the problem with that.
I could see Devin still starting for whatever reason. We won't just put him onto the bench.
So, okay, let's break that down though really quickly, Reagan, because I do like the idea. It's a strong start defensively. Getting your grill. You got Fox, who's tenacious, fastest player in the NBA. Stephon Castle, a brick. You've got Wemby, who's DPOY, should have been 2 times already. And Jeremy, switchable guy on basically
and
anybody.
Barnes,
and Barnes, long, exactly. So you have all that. Great shooting, like you said. Barnes, great. Stephon improved. Fox, good, getting better, decent, from mid range. Decent. But it's mostly going to be, I feel like, more attack, more inside, like getting to the rim, getting fouled. Like I can see like the first quarters,
multiple actions on both sides, a lot of moving parts. Yeah.
I can see like the first quarters being like really slow because there's like a lot of foul calls. Like Stephon Castle, he gets a lot of foul calls. Wemby, if he plays like he has been playing, a lot of foul calls. Jeremy, he's not going to float to the 3-point line. So there's that. But I like, to Stu's point, I like Champagnie in there because it just like he like that perfect like role play. It's kind of like a Kornet, but like from a wing standpoint. Like he's like, he doesn't need the ball too much. He'll knock down his shots. He can still play defense.
Yeah,
but
he's not a cone by any means.
But Stephon, he's got to get his touches. Fox got to get his touches, and obviously our star player, our franchise player, Wemby, he's got to get his touches. And so it's like, how do you want to make sure that the guy who's not getting the touches, aka Jeremy, at this in Reagan's lineup, is ready to shoot, is ready to still be a threat. And we know for a fact that Champagnie is a threat if you don't guard. So
Champagnie's still our actual only, by definition, of sniper. He's our only sniper on the team.
Yeah,
it's still him. And like you just said, he can easily stay in the corner, float around the 3-point line. He knows his role perfectly. Jeremy, especially now if he has a shot, he kind of won't know what to do because his first 4 years he's been cutting inside every time, clogging up the lanes. That's where he's just naturally used to.
I think you could put Jeremy in the dunker spot on the baseline, and if Wemby's catching the ball like high post, defense is going to suck in. Everybody's going to turn their head, and then Jeremy, goes right back door. It's going to be a little lob. I think you can run a lot of that type of action with him. But yeah, he's not going to be a spot up guy in the corner on the wings or anything. He's going to be doing a lot of random motion, setting back screens, trying to offensive rebound, that sort of thing.
Last year when we were at our best, Julian was in that starting five, and he was thriving. He was never the same after we put him back on the bench, whether that was mental or just because he had to kind of do more in the second group, be a better player per se. And I still kind of just think it's the same. I mean, I'm sure he's, developed a lot more over the offseason, but I still think some people just play a lot better when they're with better players on the court. And some people fold because they don't have that game style. He doesn't have that game style. He's not going to catch, dribble, get to the paint, all that. He's meant to be with better players around him, and that's where he'll thrive. And that's why I want him in there, because I think he can hit those 3-4 threes to start a game, maybe, and get us hot going.
I think that's such a good analysis point. I really do. That's like a ball, no ball, ball, type of analysis point, because it really is true. I mean, and I think about our winning years back when we were in 2013, 2014. And even before then, 2012, 11, when Danny Green was kind of on the come up, I feel like we always had somebody who was kind of like Julian, who was why is he starting? But you got Tim Duncan on the floor and you got Tony Parker on the floor. Why is this guy starting? But then these guys, they just kind of step up, and it kind of it reminds me of Danny Green, and it kind of just reveals itself over time of he can play defense. Oh yeah, he's getting a lot of blocks. Oh yeah, he's, whatever, he's knocking down shots. So that, I don't know. It's a good point. That's what I'm trying to say.
But think about what our bench lineup would be if we have Jeremy starting, though. You bring Dylan Harper in at point guard. You have Keldon, you have Devin, you have Julian, and you have Kornet. That's a freaking offensive dynamite, just TNT, barrel of TNT ready to explode lineup, playing against lesser defenders, second group. Again, Harper, Keldon, Devin, Champagnie, and Kornet to just go run around and set screens everywhere. Offensive, that's so much random action, and I think Harper can definitely lead that group and be a point guard when you've got that full second five on the court. That's a lot of offense. That's a lot of offense.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna take some time.
Champagnie problems.
It's good.
Dad joke bad. But either way, man, we're in a good spot. Way better than we were 2 years ago, even last year. I think we're in a good spot. Good problem for Mitch and the boys to have.
Oh man, I love that. Yeah,
we'll see how it rolls.
We'll see how it rolls. I mean, yeah.
I got a couple things that I wanted to touch on. So real quick, the Twin Towers that we've got, French Vanilla. These stats were for I couldn't find it for the 4 games, but for the first 2 games against the Long Lions and the Heat, Wemby and Kornet on the court together, those first 24 possessions, they had an offensive rating of 162.5. They had a defensive rating of 90.5, and they had a plus 72 net rating. Those numbers, I think, would basically set crazy records. Crazy. 162 offensive rating when those two guys were on the court together. I know it's preseason. I know one of those games was against China, the Long Lions, but holy hell, those two on the court feel like the pick and roll that we talked about last week, like it feels like that's like something really special that's coming between the two of them.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we've seen it since like that China game or maybe against the Heat once, but I don't think we ran them together since then.
Yeah.
It looked badass. I don't know if we're saving it because again, we said right
I feel
after
like
we all
Cat
saw,
got
we
out
were
of
like,
the bag, and they're like, oh
yeah.
wait, we gotta
don't show too much, because we were like, dude, we might need that opening night because Dallas plays so big to like save that connection for a little longer.
I don't
and
know.
As of so then if you add in the games against the Jazz and the first game, I think the first game against the Pacers, this was as of Tuesday. If you look at the top 10 players in PER in the preseason so far, Kornet was number 6 at 34.9, and Wemby was number 7 at 33.4. We're the only team with multiple players in the top 10, and we've got 6 and 7, and it's French vanilla, dude. The duo look absolutely perfect together and when they're on the court separately. So that's a couple things there. And my last thing on Luke Kornet, I have a take. That's the first big take of the season I'm debuting here.
Okay.
Luke Kornet should be on everyone's radar for Sixth Man of the Year.
Sixth Man of the Year.
Sixth Man of the Year, Luke Kornet.
Do you think he'll even be like sixth man per se? He'll be the first one off our bench every game?
I mean,
is that even how it works, or is it just like bench player of the year? They give that to sixth man.
Think about it. They didn't want to, like last year we didn't play Wemby for like 10 minutes of that first. Like he's gonna come in pretty early.
He's
gonna get 20 to 25 minutes. He's gonna average maybe 9 and 9 and a block and a half with a couple assists. Like
I like it.
If we win 45 to 50 games, we're a top 5 playoff seed in the West. That's Luke Kornet, baby.
Maybe we'll just have DPOY, Rookie of the Year, and Sixth Man of the Year.
And MVP.
And MVP, yeah. Yeah.
And a conference finals. Let's go.
And MIP from like Castle or some shit.
Yeah.
Clutch
exactly.
Clutch player from Fox, dude.
Just literally run the tables.
Yeah.
But actually, my thing, because I feel like, and now we know it, kind of how we always bitch. Wemby just looks so tired all the time. He's gassed. He's got to be taken out. Now we know we're playing with the blood clot for who knows how long.
Yep.
But so that made him drastically more tired. But he's also said that conditioning was one of his main things this year. And I feel like he has not looked tired at all on the court this preseason, bro. And again, he hasn't played a whole quarter, but like I think he might be this season getting those 9, 10, even full first quarters that we said all last year, how all the stars get, and that's what they do to get warm and get in their rhythm. They all play like the whole first quarter, at least a lot of it. I hope he's that conditioned and ready for that this year. Because again, preseason, he doesn't look like he's ever tired out there once. And again,
I think a lot of that is like the weight that he's put on. Like, if you're trying to bang around with all the centers and power forwards in the league, and you're only 210 pounds, that's a lot more taxing on your body. If you're all of a sudden 240, like you're going to be able to do that a lot simpler without having to exert as much energy. You can get up and down the court easier.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Stu. I was going to mention that like in the middle of when we were talking about something else. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that back up because you're right. He hasn't looked that tired. And I know he said he's worked on it, so that's good. Luke Kornet, I can see that, man. That would be. I don't think he does win it personally, but I think he could maybe deserve it. The thing that I thought about when you said Luke Kornet though is, someone mentioned on Twitter or X like how it's so interesting, like a beautiful relationship between Boston and now San Antonio because we got rid of Derek White and now he's thriving in Boston. And we're like, oh man, like we kept up with this journey and we're kind of like rooting for him and stuff. And now it's kind of the same with Luke Kornet, with San Antonio. It's like, oh man, I can't believe they stole him from us. But like they're kind of rooting for him and stuff. Like, I don't know. It's kind of that really interesting relationship, except the fact that we stole Luke Kornet on the contract side, whereas Derek White got paid his $30 million a year or whatever he got paid. So, but that's going to be
traded him. Yeah, we traded him
for Josh Richardson and a future first.
Well, I know, but then they ended up they had to pay him like a year or two later, and so we got Luke Kornet for the next 4 years for like $10 million a year or whatever. So sick deal.
Yep. So last little fun stat, and then I think we should predict the opener. Shout out Dan Weiss. #Danalytics, our new radio guy. Victor Wembanyama leads the preseason with 13 individual post-ups. Tom Haberstraw, shout out, is the one who actually found this, but he leads the league 13 individual post-ups. The next closest guy is Valanciunas in Denver with 9. Khalil Ware, Anthony Edwards, Bobby Portis are 6 to 8, but significant amount in the small time frame here that he's leading with those post-ups. So it just kind of reinforces what we were saying earlier about him getting in the paint early.
Love that.
So yeah, shout out Dan Weiss and
shout out
Haberstraw. Yeah, so we got the opener, boys, Wednesday, 8:30 Central. How do you think it goes?
I do think we get the win, dude. I really do believe we get the win, bro. I think we're coming in different this year. I really do. I know, like,
Pause.
Yeah, we're gonna, yeah, exactly. No pause. I don't know. I think the boys are hyped. I think AD is gonna be AD. I think Cooper's gonna have a little bit of, he'll have his flashes.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, I think we just have a good team win. I think that's what we've been waiting for years now, man. We've lost for years now against the Mavs. So I think
I was gonna say this is third year in a row opening night against the Mavs, and they've got us the last two, annoyingly. I think we get the dub too. Honestly, I don't think we kill. I think it'll be a good game on ESPN. It'll be nerves. It's the first game of the season, of course. We still have, I guess a rookie coach, our whole new coaching staff. But I think we do get a win. We come out like strong, hard defense. We're getting physical out there. I honestly think Wemby goes for like 35 or 40 dead ass like opening night. I truly, and again, it's AD, one of the best defenders in the league. I think he goes for like 35, gets him in foul trouble maybe. Like I think Wemby's like on a mission, man. He just looks so good this year. We won't have Fox yet, and then everyone else will kind of have their 10 to 20 in that. But I think Wemby just like comes out 3-4 blocks, 13 boards, 7 assists, 38 points.
Oh, sheesh. Dude, I hope so bad.
I know Gafford's a good big, but I feel like anytime Wemby's on the court and he's got Gafford on him, it's just he's really going to impose his will and show like the gap there. And Gafford's not going to be able to play as much. I think Spurs come out and win too. Like call us homers. We're all saying we're going to win against the rival Mavs, but like
I'm real though. I would happily
say we're going to lose.
But I'd say straight up if I think we were going to lose, but I don't.
I think we are coming out different. No Fox, no Sochan. Who cares? Wemby's going to dominate. I think Dylan Harper's going to have his flashes just like Cooper Flag will. But I think we've got a deeper team. They don't have Kyrie. We don't have Fox. So the rest of the roster, I think we're deeper overall. I think we got more guys we can throw at it throughout the course of the game. Mavs are pretty top heavy. And what I am also going to hope that I get to see is if Cooper Flag starts to go off a little bit, I hope we've got Carter Bryant in Dallas, man.
Dude,
I thought we saw that nightmare from Las Vegas, little Cooper.
Yeah,
here he is again, boy.
Dude, that's a little mind game too. Oh my gosh, for sure.
He sees him come on the court and be like, oh shit.
Because Cooper's not in that mindset yet of like, oh, I can't wait. I'm so glad they brought him back on the court. I'm gonna go kill this dude. He's not in that. He's in the this is my debut. I'm the number one pick. Like I gotta. Hopefully I play well, and then checks into the game.
Bro looks at him like, oh, this guy.
Oh, you're right. Oh, damn. Oh,
do you remember in the finals when LeBron was at the free throw line and Kawhi checked back in and he like turned his head and he was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like that's what it's gonna be like when Cooper sees Carter Bryant at the scorer's table. He's like, shit.
Dead ass though, it's gonna be one of those annoying games. It's gonna be like it won't be Clay, but it'll be D'Lo like 25. Watch.
I forgot.
Just watch. It's gonna be.
That's
been all I'm
our
saying.
MO for like the last 5 years. It's like the off guard is gonna go crazy. I hope we've graduated out of that.
D'Lo like 25 plus. But we'll win. We're gonna get a win.
Perfect take. I completely believe it. Like I can see it right now, dude. I can already see it happening.
We've all put like dumbass D'Lo just. Walking, man.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna go on a run, but I think we win too. I think you know what? I also think Devin's gonna have a good game. So. Just mark my words there.
That bright lights. I don't know if you will, buddy.
No, we haven't really talked about it. He hasn't looked that great. He's been very inefficient.
It's just like same shit, honestly. He was like 0 for 8 in the first half of one game and then ended up with like 8 points.
Great.
But he played like 28 minutes and played the most of anyone on our squad.
At what point do we have to stop talking about his potential?
Yeah.
Like, this is year 6, year 5. Like, at what point are we going to start judging him for what he is and not what he can be?
Oh, I've been judging him for what he is for years.
I know. I'm right there with you. I was harder on him than anybody else on this podcast last year. I feel like I don't know, but we'll see, bro. Also, shoot, now I'm into last year's Reagan, but real quick, I remember the first play that I saw this preseason was Keldon Johnson getting back cut.
Here we go.
So like,
I knew that was coming.
If Klay Thompson has Keldon Johnson on him, just watch it happen, or Devin Vassell. Klay Thompson will back cut one of those two guys. It will happen. It will be 2 points. It will be an easy layup. So just beware for that. You got to bake in 2 extra points for the Mavs off of a back cut.
Hey, all right. We all think we're getting the dub though.
Yeah, I do.
Dub City.
Come on, boys. The next time that we record, we'll have Spurs basketball, boys. We'll have Spurs basketball to talk about. Let's go.
Real Spurs ball.
Come on, real Spurs basketball.
It's been a long time coming, fellas. We had a whole summer, all those pods over summer, just talking about what's going to happen in the draft, and then we got Harper, and then free agency. Luke Kornet. That's it. What else are we doing? Hey, we're here. We've been waiting.
Yeah.
Cowboys season done. UT season almost done. So hey, it's Spurs season now, fellas.
Spurs season. That's
Come
right.
on now. Come on now. Alec, you talked last year about that little feel you get around October 15th. Today's October 16th. Like, practice has started for the high schoolers, for the college kids. Like, basketball's in the air, baby. It's getting a little cooler. The weather's changing. It's fall. Come on now. Come on. We got the Spurs. Come on.
I know. It's here, boys. I couldn't be more excited. So let's go. This feels like Christmas in October, like I said last week. So, all right, boys. That was amazing. If you got anything else, we're good.
Great show. We're up over 700 subscribers, so thanks to all of our new listeners. If you want any of the hats, go check them out on Instagram. They're pinned to the profile there. We'll ship them to you. Shipping costs are nothing to you. So help us out with some merch. Thanks for subscribing. If you're not subscribed yet, hit the button now. Let's go get a W next week. And from the Spurs Bros, go Spurs, go.